Hi guys, and welcome to another review, and today I'm going to be having a look at the Vivid Imaginations Thunderbirds Supersize Thunderbird 3 playset. Anyway, here we have the package as you can see here, so I'll just start off with that. In the top corner you've got Thunderbird 3 playset there, some of its features in the top right, as well as some more features here. I remember seeing this in Woolworths actually, when I was a lot younger, and I saw this particular feature on the box, SETI lift, and I remember thinking that is so cool. Because I was just mind blown by how it actually had a working lift like the actual show. And you get a picture of the minifigure there, very ballooned up looking minifigure as well, I might add, but oh well, I guess at least the real one doesn't look like that. And then on the bottom you've just got this, as you can see here, pretty much the same, however you do get a picture of the actual craft from the show. Same deal on the top, except it's upside down from that angle. And on the side, same stuff that you see here. All that rattling around is what's in the back. Well, not in the back, sorry, what's inside the box, I should say. And then here we just got another photo showing off some of the features and what have you. There's a nice little bio there, give that a read if you'd like. Sorry if it's a little bit shaky, but yep. Here we've got some other products here. Have everything except for the Hood submarine, the Attack of the Alligators, and the Mole supersized things. I also had everything you see here as a child except for this and that. I've gone into great detail about how much I wanted that supersized Thunderbird 2 in my review of it. I'd highly recommend you check it out. Very nostalgic and special review that was for me. But yeah, that's the packaging out of the way, so let's actually move on to okay then guys, here we have Thunderbird 3, and on camera it looks very, very dull, but in actuality it's quite nice bright red, like the actual Thunderbird model, so that's quite nice. What I will do is at the end include a bunch of photos. The photos normally do colours a lot better justice, and yeah, since this is quite a tall one, I'm just giving you a brief little overview of it there, just to keep you all entertained. But before I move on to the ship itself, the craft, too used to Star Trek, I will show you the minifigure. Now here we have the minifigure, if it wants to focus in that is, come on work with me, here we go. And that is of course Alan, the youngest of the Tracy brothers. And I'm a little bit disappointed that his sash isn't, it's a little bit loose, that his sash isn't like that kind of salmon pink like it is in the show, like a very light shade of pink, but it's very blue, it's kind of hard to distinguish this between Scott's version, but it still looks cool. You've got the blonde hair as well, the oversized head, and it does look like Alan for the most part as well. As for articulation, you can just bend the knees and the thighs, that's all you need for the minifigure to sit down. And yeah, just to give you a rough scale comparison with Thunderbird 3, he should be a lot shorter, but that's what I'm going to have to work with. Yeah, if I wanted complete accuracy, I'd have to go for model kits, and they're like really expensive, then you have to build them, they're a lot more fragile. And the beauty of these particular models is that they're very nostalgic for me. Although I never owned this one, it's still very nostalgic. Anyway, now that Alan's out of the way, let's have a look at Thunderbird 3. So we'll start off at the bottom with the boosters. Just along here, you've got a 3 in black, which looks very nice, as well as the white along here, and some black there. I'm trying to avoid moving it, as it actually has like a kind of motion feature. It has like a motion feature, I guess you could call it that anyway. Although technically not a motion feature, but I'll get more into that in just a second. Here you just got a nice 3, which looks very nice. You got those nice kind of like cutouts just above there, which is very accurate. And let's see, I should be able to move it. Yes I can. Same deal on the back here, as you can see. You got that nice grey section here with those kind of rivet things poking out, as well as these detailed here. Although they should be black, I want to get really annoyed at it, and to an extent I am. I know in my Thunderbird 2 review I was like, this could have been painted grey, but oh well, I guess. But yeah, I really should stop being so nostalgic and actually be honest. That is kind of poor that they didn't do that, but oh well, I guess. And you've got Thunderbird written along there in a lovely white font, as well as that white ring wrapped all the way around it, as you can see there. Please don't set off the sounds. And yeah, as you can see here, that activates a feature. You can also see some copyright, what have you, just there, which is a shame, but yeah, well, I guess. It's very nice, actually. It's a very nice looking model. It's something you could easily make look really cool if you were ever so slightly skilled with a paintbrush, which I am not. One of the downsides I find is that this top section is actually a different shade of red, because this is more rubberized. I'm not sure if you can see that moving around, but oh well, I guess. Also, ignore my thumb. Yes, I know it's disgusting, but yeah, it's my thumb. I'm not exactly going to cut it off. Anyways, it's quite nice. The beauty of this compared to the Thunderbird 1 Supersize is that the whole of this is rubberized, whereas Thunderbird 1, only the very top bit was rubberized, so it looked kind of tacky. So at least with this one, although it's not consistent as far as the red is concerned, it doesn't look too bad, I guess. Anyways, what you can do with this beautiful model is, I just realised something, the lift is actually in the wrong section of the ship at this point, so I'm just going to bring that down here, and let's open this up. Hopefully I'm right, and I brought the lift down, and I brought the lift up. Silly me. There I'm thinking, oh god, I've got this one to the review, and I've just realised, oh, I haven't even brought the lift down. The lift is now down. Anyway, there's a little catch here where you can just pull down, as you can see there. And what this reveals is what looks very, very cool, I think. It's meant to represent that green like settee that Alan sits in when they're in the office room of Tracy Island. And you know, then it goes down, another settee comes up, and then this goes along like a kind of track, goes right underneath Thunderbird 3, goes up here, all the way through there. I had the impression it had something similar when I saw this advertised on the box when I was a kid, but you know, I still think it's really cool the way it works. And on here, the lid that opens up, what's really cool is you have like a screen here showing like a kind of Saturn-like planet, as well as a bunch of electronics, cable work, buttons, cylinders, probably with oxygen and whatnot. And along here, I'll just zoom in, you have some more stuff, you know, it kind of looks like engine work and what have you, same deal there, as well as on the back of the seat and on the sides. So that's really nice sticker work. I'm not sure if you had to actually apply this yourself, as I did get this second hand. Although it's second hand, but I mean, it doesn't look it. It comes with everything practically aside from the original sticker sheet. But yeah, it looks really nice. And the beauty of this is you can then lift it all the way up through the ship up to the cockpit area. Now, before I actually put a minifigure in there and demonstrate, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open her up from the top here, lift this down, and once again, what's very nice here is you get another like kind of telly. So you've got like another planet, more cable work and stuff on the back. So that's cool, you know, it adds extra play value and stuff to kids. You have some more just along the inside there, which looks very nice. And then you also get his actual cockpit area, which is actually very, very nice. If I just put the camera down and remove the, as the cockpit is removable, I'm not sure if you're meant to, but I mean, it does come out. It makes it a lot easier to put the figure in anyway, so yeah, it probably is meant to. Don't know what I'm saying. Okay, I've got that out now. Here we have the cockpit area, which looks awesome. Just on the back of the seat, you've got more of that electronic stuff. Here you've got controls for it, as well as that semicircle steering wheel. And what's really cool is like that episode when they're trying to save that one ship from crashing into the sun. You get a really good view of the inside of Thunderbird 3, and you can see Alan's like control room. And it is like this, however, it's a lot bigger. You know, it's more like the Doctor's TARDIS than it is like a little keyboard, which this has. But you know, for the scale, I can live with it. It's still really, really cool. And essentially you just put Alan in like so, but I won't do that just yet. Another really nice feature is along the inside here. I have to zoom in for this. You've got more of that really nice like kind of control panels. You have a sticker decal of a fire extinguisher, which is really nice. Some hatches, some more controls there, and on the right to those controls you've got Earth, and this is really cool. To the left of that you have the sun. So I think that's a little nod to the episode, which is really cool. You got another fire extinguisher there. But the fact that the sun's there, you know, that's really cool for Thunderbirds fans, as you know, they understand what it's referencing to, so that's awesome, I find. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is, that's actually pretty well positioned, that is. I'm going to put Alan in his little chair, and hopefully this works. It's a bit fiddly, and my hands are big, so hopefully I can get him in there just right. And you have to kind of like wedge him in. Okay, is he in properly? Yeah, he looks like he's in pretty well. And what you can then do, which is quite cool, you can turn that little, I might just quickly show it you actually. You can turn this, which is like a little crank of sorts, just along there. And when you turn the crank, essentially what it does is it raises the lift up through the ship, which is awesome, I think, anyways. So I'm just going to quickly show you this, okay? Hopefully he's in properly, and I'm just turning it very slowly just to give you a view of it. That is awesome. I would have gone absolutely bananas for this feature when I was little. It's so simple, yet watch, you can still see his feet. And is he in there properly? Yes, he's in there properly. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, there's absolutely no trickery here. I'm going to zoom right out. I'm going to bring this a little bit up there. Is this removable? Yes, it is. I'm just going to temporarily take that off, give you a view of that there, and I'm going to keep on turning, and what you'll see is Alan emerge at the top of the ship, or craft, sorry. There he is, there's his head. Well, I can see it, I'm not sure if the camera can at this point. Yes, there it can. That is fantastic. It goes all the way up to the top of the ship. You know, you don't want to do it too far, otherwise it will be a bit hard, so about there would be right, because then you can grab him a lot easier. And then, because he's made the ascend up the ship, this is the point where you'd put him in his little control chair. So there we go. There he is, nicely stowed away in his little chair. And then you just essentially just plop the chair. Ooh, come on, focus camera. Thank you. And there. That is really, really awesome. It's such a simple feature, but I think it's just amazing. I just know I would have absolutely loved that as a kid. I think it's just amazing. Very, very cool feature, that is. And yeah, that's pretty much the action features that it has. Well, you might not class that as an action feature. I do, because I think that's absolutely fantastic. You might have noticed this button here. That activates some sounds, and I'm just going to play them for you now. They're very loud as well on this.
Thunderbirds are go. Thunderbird 3 to base. We're on our way. FAB. Stand by for blast off.
I think that's all of them.
Thunderbirds are go.
Yeah, that's all of them. And there's another feature in one of these legs. I think, if I just move my head around, I think it's the one at the back, this version at the back. It has a little button, so every time you lift it up, it makes an engine noise. Now that bugs me. That really does, because I'd have to, every time I put it down, I then need to pick it up and play with it, and then it'd go psh. And I just know that would irritate me as a kid. And I would have preferred it if they just had a separate button for that feature. You know, I mean, yeah, it's really frustrating, that. But more on the voice, it's not that good a voice, to be honest. It doesn't sound much like Alan, but it's just, I want to be picky, but when they had such a good version for the Supersize Thunderbird 1 that sounded just like Shane Rimmer, I don't know if that was actually Shane Rimmer or if it was a voice impersonator. I just know it sounded awesome. But what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to cycle through them again until I get to one I like.
Thunderbird 3 to base. We're on our way. FAB.
Okay. I'm going to press it now, and he's going to say stand by for blast off, and then that will make it a lot cooler when I actually, you know, blast off. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to close all this back up. Let's just put this back there. So that looks very cool. Oops. I hope I don't need to pick this up and take a pause. I should be able to just get it back in. And have I? Yes, I have. I'd also recommend, upon opening it, you know, from like here, there's a little notch there that you're going to just put your fingernail under. I wouldn't recommend you do that, as you might scratch the paint. Although you can, I can do it with two hands, but I just like to grab it from the sides, as you know, there's less risk of me actually damaging that lettering. But anyways, let's move on to that one sound effect.
Stand by for blast off.
Okay, you said that, and then upon lifting it up, just see there, the button. So that's pretty cool. I would have liked it if you just pressed a button to get that, you know, as the Thunderbird 1 and 2 had that feature where you just press a button for the engine sounds, but oh well, I guess. And on the bottom here, this is where you insert your batteries, and they have this nice grey cover which looks accurate to the show. This is where Alan would go also, like up through the vehicle. And yeah, that is just awesome. I really like this. I like it a lot more than I thought I would, to be honest. And yeah, it's just awesome. I really do like this one. It has a few faults, such as the fact that you have to lift it up for the engine sounds. The voice isn't that good. These should be black. And I believe, actually, I'm not sure, but is it along the insides of here? It should be black as well, with like a kind of red line or something. I don't quite remember. I know there was some kind of pattern somewhere along here. I'm sure it was there. I might be wrong, but I'm sure it was. But you know, I mean, it's just an awesome model. I prefer it to the new Supersize Thunderbird 3, which I do own, and that is really good. I think that one is better than the Supersize Thunderbird 2, but the new one, that is, anyway, not the original. The original one's fantastic. Bias coming out, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. This is really cool. I've really enjoyed showing it you. And actually, you know what, before I go, I can just show you the Supersize Thunderbird 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Firefly for that matter, all on the shelf together where I like to keep them, as I don't think I've actually shown that on camera before. So if you just bear with me, guys, I'll give you a really nice look at that collection as well. Okay then, guys, and here we've got my Supersize Thunderbirds collection. Just along here, as you can see, there's Thunderbird 3 that I just reviewed. My minifigures just there. The Scott Tracy badge, which came with the Firefly, just there. As you can see there, you got Thunderbird 4, 1 and 2, as well as a remote control Fab 1. And although it doesn't class as a supersize, I just stuck it there because why the hell not? And it looks really cool. But you might notice just below it, very dusty. I haven't had a chance to clean these. The new Thunderbirds, which I've just got here, I've got Thunderbird S, Thunderbird Shadow, what you gonna call it, Thunderbird 2, Thunderbird 5. They're all hanging as well, which is pretty cool. Thunderbird 1, you know, looks really cool. And just below it, you might notice this Virgil, which I haven't reviewed, this Captain Scarlet, which was actually my 100th review. Just along here, we've got Fab 1, which is slightly crooked, as well as the new Thunderbird 4, a 3 3/4 inch Captain Scarlet. And if I move out a bit, my Tracy Island. This isn't the one that has the rising thing, but I don't mind, as I never had that one when I was growing up, so this one's a little bit more special. Down there you've got the Mole and Thunderbird 4. It's very dusty, this. I really want to get down to doing a review on this as well, but it looks really cool. If anyone's interested how I made these, I mean, it's a bit loose actually, you could do with a little bit of restoration. You know, I'll go into detail on a review when I finally get around to reviewing this bad boy right here. Definitely one of my favourite pieces in my collection. And yeah, it looks really cool, this. But yeah, this is what I really wanted to show you though. Just the supersized collection up there, looking really nice. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. I plan on reviewing this, like I said. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.